When a violent crime hits too close to home for the Dark Knight, Batman will be forced to hit the streets in order to solve it. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Detective Comics number 1030 and find out together, shall we? So then, at the end of the previous issue, Batman had finally gotten to meet his new neighbors, a rare occurrence for Batman. Unfortunately, he has the worst luck in the world, and one of those neighbors, a woman by the name of Mr. Worth, ended up getting murdered. From the jump, Batman notes that this whole case seems very strange, and after further research, he manages to riddle out that the same person who committed this crime may very well have escaped the scene using the same underground sewer tunnels that Batman himself uses now to get around Gotham. Batman actively seems to be more than a few steps ahead of the GCPD right now and actually finds Mr. Worth's body down in the sewers before the cops eventually pull up the rear behind him. And because the cops have very much not been on Batman's side recently, they already jumped to the conclusion that if he's standing by a dead body, then surely he must be involved, and they open fire on him. Running certainly doesn't help Batman's case in this situation, and deflecting one of the bullets back at one of the officers and injuring him certainly doesn't help his case. Granted, the cops didn't exactly need any more reason to hate Batman, what with the brand new anti-vigilante Mayor Nakano exhibiting more and more force over the GCPD in Gordon's absence. Now, Mr. Worth's death actually ends up having a ton of rather unforeseen ripple effects throughout the rich elite communities of Gotham City. You see, Sarah's father is a guy by the name of Mr. Worth, a very prominent mover and shaker in Gotham's real estate development sector, and a guy who just so happens to look like two brick shithouses duct taped together. A flashy show funeral is put together for Mr. Worth, mainly so all the other rich and powerful families of Gotham can come out and show their support for Mr. Worth, including the Penguin. Worth takes the mic and swears a bloody vengeance on any criminal who would ever seek to hurt him and his family, and no, the irony is not lost on Bruce Wayne, as he started his career as just a simple rich guy who also had an axe to grind with crime following a personal tragedy. What is perhaps more interesting, though, is Worth's relationship with Mayor Nakano. You'll recall that Nakano was a cop, and when he got elected, he didn't exactly have a lot of rich and powerful friends. And an angry Worth would actually serve to be an excellent ally for the brand new mayor. Then again, the question then becomes, is Nakano using Worth or is Worth using him? Batman continues to pound the pavement looking for clues, and he realizes that there's just way too many coincidences in this investigation. Did we also mention that Mr. Worth's boyfriend and live-in partner, the one who just so happened to find the original blood spatter, just so happens to work for Mayor Nakano on one of his brand new task forces? Batman goes out into the night to try and confront this guy, and he almost gets shot for all of his trouble. It seems that he's acting very strangely recently, manic, as if something has seeped into his brain and filled him with rage, and not just the regular stuff that you'd be mad about. As we soon discover through the eyes of Huntress, who actually has a backup story this issue, these strange, violent crimes spurred on by some kind of rage mania are becoming all too common in Gotham City. And not even the mayor's office is immune to this stuff either. Nakano ends up having to send away one of his aides when he starts acting strangely in a meeting. We get a fun little bit of artistic representation to show that this guy literally has a bad case of fungus on the brain. Uh-oh, I've played Last of Us, I know where this goes. And considering in the last issue we were introduced to a brand new plant-themed villain calling themselves the Gardener, I think we can put two and two together on this one before Batman does. The real final gut punch, though, in this case is saved for the very end. Batman ends up coming home one night only to realize that Mr. Worth is up and waiting for him, only she's not exactly how she used to be. She's a zombie. Damn Cordyceps, I knew this is where we were going with it. And so that was Detective Comics number 1030, everybody, and I gotta say, I like what Tamaki's doing here. This is a mystery with a lot of moving parts, a lot of intrigue, and definitely a lot of stuff that makes me want to come back and see what happens next. I remember reading somewhere in early interviews that the concept for Mr. Worth was to give Bruce Wayne his own arch-nemesis, someone that reflected a lot of negative things in his own character without needing a costume. It's a clever concept and one we've never really seen explored all that much before, especially in a book like this where Bruce's time out of the costume seems to be just as important, if not more important, as his time in it. Dan Mora also does an excellent job turning in some truly amazing artwork, proving once again why he's such a name you should be watching right now in comics if you're not already. Overall, I'd give this one a very positive 8 out of 10. Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps drive engagement and helps me out too. Also, if you are a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month, you will get exclusive content that no one else can ever see, and you'll get to see the Comic Multiverse podcast before anyone else too. You can check out all this and more down in the description. And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.